I'm excited to introduce our keynote speaker, Major General Jamie Spicer Blanchette. She's the Deputy Commander of the Royal Canadian Air Force. Major General Spicer Blanchette earned her wings in 1996 before joining the first wing and qualifying on the Griffin, CH-146. Her operational and staff postings include 430 Squadron in Valcartier, and 1 Canadian Air Division in Winnipeg. The first wing in Kingston, the 403rd Squadron in Gagetown, and the general deployed to both Haiti and Bosnia as a helicopter pilot and was the deputy commander of JTF Impact in Kuwait. Back home in Canada, she's deployed on regional emergencies and in support to other government agencies. Please, Major General, if you'd like to join us on the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much to the Executive Director, Angelo. Merci beaucoup pour l'invitation d'être ici parmi vous aujourd'hui. C'est un vrai privilège d'être ici pour ouvrir le Forum 80. There is such tremendous value in networking events such as this that bring together aviation practitioners, engineers, students, industry, and more, and giving you the opportunity to connect and share a lot of the knowledge that I've had simply a glimpse of in my short time here this afternoon already. And it is so impressive to see what the future holds. And I am convinced that by networking and by sharing information here, you will all benefit, and the industry and the organization here will all benefit. So I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to address and share some thoughts with such an esteemed group of experts in vertical flight. Thank you. So being here in Montreal in Canada is also very apropos, given that 2024 is the centennial anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. So throughout this year, we're celebrating our history, sharing our present, and we're looking to our future. The RCAF has a long and distinguished history. It's a story of courage and sacrifice, and has shaped our nation's military history and heritage. As we celebrate our centennial, it's our duty to honor our veterans and to recognize today's Air Force personnel, whose dedication and professionalism have always met our mission, putting the safety and security of Canadians and our allies front of mind. With personnel as our foundation, the Royal Canadian Air Force remains a critical element of national security today and into the future, as we work to contribute to global peace and stability. So today I'd like to share some of the path that the Royal Canadian Air Force is on at the moment as we prepare for an exciting future, mindful of some key challenges. And that exciting future, I believe, vertical lift will continue to play a key role. For the RCAF, I've learned that our history with vertical flight began in 1947 with when the Canadian military purchased its first helicopter, which was a Sikorsky S-51. It was working on search and rescue operations, so had 1 pilot in the front and apparently room for 3 passengers in the back and could accommodate a litter. So this clearly sounds vastly different from the tactical helicopters that I flew. I've thoroughly enjoyed my own career flying the CH-146 Griffin helicopter made by Bell Textron here in Montreal at Mirabel, and I'm pleased to be among rotary wing and vertical flight enthusiasts. So I'll share a little bit more about the Griffin in a moment. As the RCAF looks to the next 100 years, what does that future look like? Good question. The RCAF strategy was released last year in 2023, and it outlines the vision for an agile, integrated, and inclusive air and space force that can be relied upon for operational advantages to meet the threats of today and tomorrow. As Canadians, we're very fortunate to live in a safe country, and so some of those conventional threats are not front of mind, but we really must not be complacent because they are real. We are living in an increasingly uncertain world. Les troubles récents survenus dans diverses parties du monde nous ont appris que nous devons nous adapter rapidement, tant au niveau des dirigeants qu'au niveau individuel. Current and emerging threats clearly highlight the changing character of conflict, and this represents a need for significant changes in how we think, the tools we use to accomplish our missions, and how we perform the tasks that we are charged with. I believe these are elements that many of you here today would be very, very familiar with. And I do see this as our greatest challenge moving forward. Malign actors have developed the means to hold space assets at risk, including anti-satellite weapons, space-based disrupting devices, and Earth-based cyber and electronic warfare capabilities. State-on-state engagement, including Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, is today's reality, and our competitors are seizing the initiative in all domains. So with the return of great power competition, global actors are reshaping Canada's strategic outlook. China, the Russian Federation, Iran, Democratic People's Republic of Korea are looking to reshape the international order into a more permissive environment for interests and values that increasingly depart from ours. So to effectively deter and maintain peace, we need the capabilities to make our adversaries think twice before taking harmful action. We need to be able to detect threats. We need to be able to engage them and then defeat them if necessary. And being able to use those capabilities effectively is the effective deterrence we need so that ideally we do not need to use them. So the RCAF must modernize and evolve to deter these very real threats in a rapidly changing security environment while working with our Canadian partners and our allies. And so we are modernizing. That's why this opportunity to address the world's rotorcraft and VTOL engineers, scientists, students, and leaders across industry, academia, and government could not come at a better time. The RCF is looking to you. We need innovative minds and enthusiastic partners as we embark on the most significant modernization effort the RCAF has seen since the Second World War. This is a transformation that involves our entire organization. It encompasses most of our fixed and rotary wing fleets. It introduces modern technology, new tools, new capabilities. And this means ensuring that we maintain connections with our partners in industry and our allies, as well as learning how to develop new relationships with industry, researchers, and experts in STEM. The RCAF, and by extension the Canadian Armed Forces, must be prepared to support operations characterized by high-speed digital communications and exponential increases in the generation of data that must be rapidly assessed to support decision-making in a timely fashion. As the RCAF transitions to a fifth-generation network-enabled force, the Canadian Armed Forces Institution will also need to transform to support these new capabilities, so we're fully engaged across our defense enterprise. Progress in cloud-based applications and command and control are things that we are already seeing and that we must continue to develop at pace. We're looking to build an RCAF that is digital by design in order to achieve information dominance and decision superiority, and we can't do it alone. Many of our past and present partners are here today, those of you who represent the communities that have designed, developed, and delivered current helicopter fleets, and those who will develop technology improvements and new assets for the future capabilities. I see potential for new relationships, partnerships, where we can tackle future challenges together. Nous devons trouver les moyens de travailler ensemble et de façon plus efficace. So today I'll share a little bit of what this journey looks like, including a perspective on some rotorcraft operations for the Canadian military and our vision for future VTOL aircraft needs. I know that you have in your agenda over the next couple of days some more expert discussions, and you'll have members from the RCAF and the Directorate of Air Requirements who will be coming, and so I think you'll get probably more details there, but I'll give you a little overview now. In our previous defense policy, it's called Strong, Secure, and Engaged, we saw an unprecedented investment in the RCAF, recognizing the requirement for interoperability and integration with our NORAD, NATO, and Five Eyes partners. This funding has also opened up opportunities to work with industry, also not seen, I believe, since the Second World War. And since that policy came out in 2017, we have acquired or upgraded a series of RCAF platforms. New F-35 fighter jets, CC-330 strategic tanker transport aircraft, up to 16 new P-8 Poseidon aircraft are being procured. We're getting new and upgraded Cormorant helicopters and 11 Sky Guardian remotely piloted aircraft. And there's much more than just the platforms as we modernize. It's important to ensure that all of the enablers are there, the command and control, the training, the survivability elements. So this is a very exciting change and big undertaking. Understanding that the space domain is also a key component in future conflicts, 3 Canadian Space Division was stood up last year, responsible for delivering space power in support of Canadian and allied military operations, and ensuring that Canada maintains awareness in the space domain. We are acquiring new satellites and systems as we continue to work with allies in this important domain with space-based surveillance and satellite communications development. Specific to vertical lift, we had some projects stemming from Strong, Secure, and Engaged and are currently upgrading some helicopter fleets. The Griffin Limited Life Extension will extend the life of the fleet of the CH-146 Griffin helicopters, which will be significantly modernized with the replacement of several of the aircraft's avionics systems, upgrades to the cockpit displays and engines, and the integration of new sensor systems. This one's near to my heart, though when I started flying the CH-146, it was brand new. And it had, at the time, more communications capabilities than the F-18, and I was so proud to fly such a modern aircraft. I know that ages me a little bit, and mind you, it was that or the Sea King, so it was a good choice. J'ai été aussi mutée à Valcartier, à la ville de Québec, et ça c'était un très bon choix aussi pour ceux qui connaissent la ville. The Griffin has indeed proven to be a durable utility tactical transport helicopter, and over the years it's been employed for many disaster relief missions in Canada. My first big mission was in the region in Montreal here, in fact, for the ice storms in 1998, and we deployed and worked out of the Dorval airport and flew tirelessly for days, helping the relief efforts, the members of Hydro-Québec as they were out either examining or fixing things or conducting other missions with the military just to ensure that the population in the region of Montérégie, just near here, was safe and able to recover. So it feels like just yesterday, even though I know it was not. The Griffin has also been a great expeditionary performer, supporting joint ops, special operations, and army operations in Haiti, Bosnia, Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Even now, as the community plans for an upcoming deployment to support the Canadian Army in Latvia, there is currently a tactical aviation detachment in the Dominican Republic supporting Canadian security efforts in Haiti, near Port-au-Prince. The second helicopter initiative from Strong, Secure, and Engaged is the Cormorant Midlife Upgrade, the CMLU. Working with Leonardo Helicopter, the objective is to extend Canada's rotor wing search and rescue capabilities by replacing, again, some systems and equipment, upgrading avionics, communications, and sensor systems, and increasing the fleet size. The overall outcome of this project will be a combination of improved aircraft availability to enhance our search and rescue operations, with support to the national 24/7 SAR service. With more helicopters, the Chinooks, the Slight-Cones, we have a robust set of rotary wing VTOL capability currently in the RCAF. But in the most recent defense policy, our North, Strong and Free, released just a few weeks ago, there was more good news. The policy commits to providing the Canadian Armed Forces with the speed and airlift capacity to assert Canada's sovereignty and respond to natural disasters and emergencies throughout the country, specifically by acquiring a more modern, mobile, and effective tactical helicopter capability. We've already begun the process of identifying exactly what we'll need for the next tactical aviation capability set, or called NTACS for short, that will eventually replace the Griffin in the 2030s and beyond. So this capability is not strictly a Griffin replacement. It is expected to include a mix of crewed and uncrewed aircraft and will ensure that Canada has a modern capability to meet domestic and international requirements. This policy has placed a renewed focus on the Arctic, which presents numerous opportunities and numerous challenges that I know we'll have to work through together. The scope of the project intends to deliver capabilities in support of the roles of aerial firepower, mobility, reconnaissance, to ensure a viable and credible set of capabilities and achieve operational overmatch of potential adversaries while we adapt to this changing security environment. As with other capabilities, it will need to incorporate data-centric solutions, an open systems architecture, reach, affordability, survivability, lethality, and fulfill specialized requirements such as for special operations. The project will also be replacing aging infrastructure, so the opportunities are quite broad. Our priority over the next few years is to move this project into the options analysis phase. So that means that we will be engaging with industry, researchers, connecting to see where our needs and your ideas, technology, and products can align. The RCAF is already collaborating closely with allied programs to help inform the definition of the NTAC's requirements. We've been liaising with the U.S. Army Future Vertical Lift program and the Multinational Working Group, and also with the NATO Next Generation Rotorcraft capability, so that we are able to collaborate on technological experimentation and development, and we're able to inform the NTAC's project. So I mentioned that our greatest challenge was to think differently. This is essential to tackle what I see as the next greatest challenge, which has to do with our people. To make all of this happen, the RCAF needs to have the right talent in place. Our people are the foundation of our success. Retaining experienced members and growing the force so that we can continue to deliver the Air Force of tomorrow and ensure its relevance across a changing security environment has never been more essential to our future success. This means attracting, training, and retaining talented individuals who have the skills to operate in a modern, complex, and fast-paced environment. Currently, we are in a people crisis, and we need to think differently. And as mentioned by Angelo, I know that the RCAF is not alone in this, as stakeholders in an aviation industry that is growing and absolutely needs people. So I would offer to the students here today, invite you to explore the RCAF as a possibility for your future. To the parents, how does paid education and guaranteed employment sound? With a wide range of opportunities coming on many new and modern fleets, aircraft technicians, intelligence analysts, communications experts, aircrew, and more that we have yet to discover, as well as a myriad of areas to explore in reconnaissance, space, and vertical flight, the truth is you never know how you can make a difference. We often discuss better collaboration with industry to share talent, and I see great potential here. I feel that we really need to figure this one out together to be successful, because we will not succeed if we are only competing and not trying to find ways to collaborate and share some of these resources. So to conclude, vertical flight for the RCAF now and into the future is a vital component of how we fulfill our mission. It is established and incorporated into our planning and operations at every level, and I, for one, am very excited to see where it leads. Thank you very much for allowing me to share my thoughts today. I wish you tremendous success for the rest of Forum 80 as you embark on some discoveries and explorations. Merci beaucoup.